the way to the end of the second page.
Professional services. I don't know, maybe for this year.
Well, there's no crystal ball that's going to tell
Right.
us exactly what.
Well, that's just it. We were under for the last 3 years, and
Right.
this year it's,
We've gone over.
right, but we had
But
much
there's a
more
lot going on.
development,
Yeah.
a lot more activity within the township.
And we haven't got any revenue from the invoices.
Correct.
Yeah, so. We may not see
We-
the revenue till next year.
We won't see that.
We won't see it
We
next
won't
year.
see that
Yeah.
until next year, and so we may be fine going forward in next year.
Yeah.
My crystal ball just doesn't go there.
So I'm surprised sewer
I don't,
is bringing in that kind
they're just, their numbers on the page.
Jim fee that's gonna do that.
of, no, I mean,
Oh, that.
156,000 or whatever.
Yeah. But for us, the admin fee is going to bring in some dollars to use towards getting that software that we're gonna need, because as the sewer develops, the need's gonna be there in order to do the billing. Right now, we're just doing the Excel spreadsheet, and grading invoices, but it's.
How many customers do we have? Sewer customers? 7.
2 residential and the rest are commercial.
5 commercial.
5 commercial, 2 residential.
And then we'll have a new commercial with AutoZone.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, yeah.
Possibility with the new one with Lighthouse,
Really?
Right.
Okay.
depending on which route they decide to take.
To do this budget, we're needing to pull from our savings, like that 182,000 will come from our savings account to balance out. And that's adding that road construction that we have to do, because we didn't have that 75,000 on the work session.
So we budgeted 145 this year.
Right,
We're looking at 182 next year, so.
For what?
transfers.
For
not
transfers,
savings.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Reality of it is.
So it's,
use
I mean,
longer.
it's 25-30% more, something like that, than this year's.
Right.
And that's offsetting, that if you're getting any money for those permits and things like
Mhm.
that. It's not included in revenue, but we're still paying expenses.
Right. It's cash flow time. Something.
Yes, yes.
so you're looking at a budget of 913,000 for right?
That would be correct.
Well, and some-
That's for this year. For next year's 971 too.
And that's what I was saying.
This
This
is
is
gonna be
another
one page.
58,000.
I wish I could make it fit on one page.
Yeah.
I truly do.
We'd all have to be putting these on.
Okay, so that's an increase in the annual budget, how much?
58, 57.9, I think.
Of which 50,000 is in.
Okay. So it's not really all that much.
It's a lot.
It is. Sam, I believe you're here, and probably Chuck has your come, or?
Yeah, we were both gonna come, but he's stuck on over.
Any question? Any concerns?
Can we get our projected budget?
So it's not broken out here, Sam, but it's all in here.
Okay.
This page here, you wanna look at it?
I don't have it.
Oh, you don't?
No, sir.
She's got it.
Okay.
Yeah. Biggest change you'll see is in your wages.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
Yep.
The, oh yeah, the major equipment fund. There's like 30,000 in there now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It shows
Prior
a
years.
10,000, but that's a 10,000 budget for the year.
Okay.
But that's been for the last couple of years.
There's 30 since our last.
Since we bought the ladder truck, there's been $30,000 accumulated.
Okay.
The equipment fund was reduced $1,000 for next year.
I see that.
Fuel went up, payments went down, electricity went up.
The proposed budget for the fire department services, that was $3,500.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, that was that other thing, okay.
There's a big decrease in the fuel, you understand why that's all.
Yep. Yep, no, that was expected. Maintenance and supplies was decreased.
Yes.
What falls under that maintenance of the supplies?
Everything that's
Not building, right?
No. Yeah, well. Yes,
If they need a furnace, it comes out of there, right?
yes. The fuel is at the, I believe, the original level for 2016, 17, excuse me, 17, 18. When I had to reduce it to balance this year.
Yeah, you reduced fuel to 17, 18.
Well,
And then you were back at the old
And then I
projected
went
15.
back to, yeah, it was at 15. We reduced it this year to transfer for wages.
Yeah.
And so in 2017, 18, the ending is 11,000, but the projected for 19 is back to the 15,000.
And I think we'll be good with that, because if we're going off of that, with what was all going on, then we should have extra there.
and I just did a quick calculation, the net between this year's budget and next year's budget is, you're up $4,000 in total.
With all the line items.
All the line
together.
items added together. They're up $4,000.
On,
Fire department,
oh, fire department, I should say.
neglecting wages. You know. Oh no, I put wages
Yeah,
in there
wages
too.
are,
Sorry.
there it is, yeah,
Yeah.
that did.
I spoke with Chuck there Monday night, asked him if there was anything that was urgent at this time. He suggested that there wasn't. Sure, there's a lot of things that they'd like to have, you know, some more large diameter hose, things like that.
Yeah, but we just had that revenue grant sharing.
Yeah.
And sounds like we're gonna get 2 new sets of turnout gear. Then it'll go to Nick and myself, and then Megan will probably get hers from East Lake. And then we got all of our
All your fittings and stuff.
fittings, yeah, everything.
You got $7,500 worth of stuff from the revenue sharing board.
Yes. So we'll, the only thing we can see coming up is maybe a new thermal imaging camera, because the old Viper that we had, just, it's done. It's not working.
Well, we're gonna run into stuff throughout the year,
Yeah.
you know, but, I think this is a good budget that
I
we can all live with, and
I agree.
we got all the bushes shook now and everything straightened out.
Yep, no, I think we can work with it with what I'm seeing from last year.
Any other questions anywhere? Well, thank you ladies for your work on this. yeah.
Hats off to putting it together.
That goes to Diane.
Took you about a half hour, 45 minutes?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, that's about how long. We'll see if we can.
Okay, so we're going for an old budget of 913.3 to a 971.2.
58.
A difference of $57,900. And that's not anything for anything special, that's just to keep it going.
And the difference in that 57,000, 50,000 is the road building.
Is the road fund, yeah. She put 50 in roads for next year. Additional, additional 50.
So I was like, well, let me do it. I need to
We have to do that, we got a lot of roads that are in dire need.
They put some kind of dust control in North Matheson, either yesterday or early
They
this
did it
morning.
today,
Yeah,
because there's a graduation or something down the road, so they called the road commission and they came and brightened it.
no kidding.
Really?
When I left the house about 8:30, it was already down.
You gotta go to MRA baseball to find out stuff like that.
I just looked out the
Yes,
side
sir.
window of my car.
Recycling services, are we gonna bring that back? 'Cause it looks like,
Well, there's talk of it, there's nothing set in stone yet, there's talk of it. I don't know what to tell you, I guess that money is there just in case we do bring it back.
okay.
We're getting a lot of, I had two again today ask me about it. There's a lot of interest in bringing it back. But some changes have to be made before that'll happen, in my estimation.
Yeah. Because they're starting to fill up the state land there off River Road.
Are they?
Really?
Yeah, the game area.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Back that 2-track at
yeah,
the end of the runway.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, just garbage and junk. It's becoming a landfill. We put game cameras out there the past couple of years, and Scott hasn't really had a good player, good description.
Really?
Snipers out
Yeah, you need a
Sam.
sniper.
What's that?
there. In your opinion, now I understand you didn't crawl in there and diagnose this, but is that recyclables that you see?
I think it's,
Or is it mattresses
there's
and
TVs, there's
couches?
mattresses, there's all that stuff. So really, I mean, how can we prevent that as a township? I don't know. I mean, we already do the trash thing. That seems to be a big thing. Maybe we keep it open a little bit longer. I don't know what the cost on that is, but still, I mean, you're pushing all these people to get all their stuff cleaned out by that time, that date,
They got all year to do it.
Yeah, they know it's the second Saturday in May.
I got some stuff I gotta get rid of.
No.
Yeah, I know where to go. But no, it's, yeah, I know
There's a
Scott,
game
our new
plan
guy's
there,
been
you
working
know.
on that quite some time. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We're getting more.
Well, somebody knows it's there and somebody keeps bringing it back.
Yep. And one thing we are gonna try to put an axe to is, it's state game area there.
Right.
And there's no camping in that state game area, because that was purchased out of hunting licenses. That land was, it wasn't out of general taxes. So I think maybe by us putting our foot down saying no more camping there is kind of deter some things, hopefully. But then it could just turn right around and.
I'll show you.
Is that true of all state game?
State
land?
game area lands, yeah, they're not, they're there for hunting, you know, and
Okay.
fishing. They're not there for other activities.
I knew people that used to
Pittman
come up
Rock's
and
fun.
they'd camp on the river
Yep.
for deer season.
How do
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
I know it's state land, but how do I know what division it's in?
It's on
Is
the
it
maps.
It's
posted
in the
or
maps.
marked?
Yep, there's in a map. If you, I had to do it last night because I had some questions that came in. But you Google it, DNR, ORV, open road state lands.
Okay, it's not on site marked.
No,
No.
no, if it's on site, they're gonna shoot it, they'll rip it down. but-
It's on those county,
Yeah, and the counties.
those county
Plat books,
plat books, it's on there.
Yep.
Okay.
But the nice thing is, in something I think we might start thinking about as a township, we're one of the few townships that don't have the ORV ordinance
I'm sure you could.
open, because they're all starting to come.
I'm in,
To open it,
yeah.
I think.
Can you write the ordinance? So we don't have to get it?
That's you?
Yeah.
You know, the thing that's getting confusing, and it was nice about Wexford, because Wexford opened it up to all county roads. If it's a county maintained road, you can operate at a speed 25 miles an hour.
On the
Single
shoulder.
single file from sunrise to sunset. You gotta be 16 years of age, you gotta have a driver's license, you gotta
Right.
have, you know,
Helmet.
all the regular state laws apply. And it was pretty simple. If the road was on the county map, they can be there.
I bet we can download that ordinance off
Oh, good luck.
Wexford County.
Well, yeah. And that's how I would just write it.
Yeah.
You know, on all county maintained roads within the township, you can operate speed no greater than 25 miles an hour. And I can send you what the other townships in this county have done
Probably.
to help you out.
I think,
Okay,
yeah.
getting back to the budget.
We need a motion?
Well, if all the questions are answered, not to wait till county returns, if you would, please.
No, we don't adopt this now.
No.
No,
This
we
is the public
adopted it
hearing.
this.
Right.
We have to do first the changes to this year's budget, and that has to be at the board meeting as well.
Those are amendments, right?
That is a motion to amend the budget, yes.
This year's budget.
And then we can have a motion to adopt the 2018-19 budget, you know, as presented.
As presented,
or-
yeah.
As presented makes it sweet and simple.
So there is no motion at the
Right.
hearing tonight.
There's no motions in this meeting.
Right.
The other thing to consider that isn't written down anywhere is whether or not you want to change the mileage rate for expenses. The feds have changed their rate. They have gone from 53.5 to 54.5 effective January 1st of 2018. That would take a motion at the board to do also. But we can leave it just the way that it is. Absolutely not a problem.
I would make the motion when the time is right to change it to the IRS rate so that
Yeah,
it's
to just
consistent.
mirror the IRS rates.
Right, and,
Yeah.
and that would be the wording in the motion, that it changes the first of every calendar year
That's at the next.
To whatever the IRS,
to whatever the IRS mileage rates
Yes.
are in effect at that point in time.
That's the next meeting?
no.
That could be at any meeting. If we're going to do it that way, that could be at any meeting, and that means that the rate we have in effect right now will stay right now.
Okay,
through the end
Until
of
further
December.
notice, until someone changes it.
any further questions? Motion's in order to close the public hearing.
Make a motion to close the budget here?
I'll support it.
Been moved, supported that the budget hearing be closed. Thank you for your input.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
Sure. Whenever you're ready.
Good evening, everybody. It's 7 o'clock. Thanks for coming. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We've done the pledge with the budget hearing, and it's not necessary at this time. Motion to approve the minutes of the May 10th, 2018 Manistee Township Board meeting.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes of last month's board meeting.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and supported that the May 10th, 2018 Manistee Township Board meeting be accepted and placed on file. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? You've received your treasurer's report. Any questions, discussions? If not, it will be placed on file. You've received accepted minutes from the April 19th, 2018 Planning Commission meeting. Questions, additions? If not, we'll place those on file. There was no board appeal meeting, no zoning board appeal meeting.
Correct.
Anyone with anything to bring before the board at this time? You're on the schedule, Peggy. You're on the agenda.
Oh, I am?
Yes.
Okay.
You are too. County Commissioner is absent this evening. He had a previous commitment. Zoning Administrator, anything going on in your office, sir?
Yeah, but I'll make it brief.
Okay.
I had one new written complaint about junk, basically, on Miller Road up at the north end of the township. I added it to the bottom of the stack. The two letters that the Sheriff's Department delivered, one on Don's Road, one on Switolski Road, that happened on May 25th. And one of the parties, I believe, has moved out already from the apartment, or is looking. And the other one's pulling all his permits and told me today he was going to start moving dirt and preparing a site for a house. So. And I'll get to the rest of them as I go. For the month, I had 7 land use permits issued and 11 construction permits. In the planning department, we had, well, the minutes we just approved, but there was a May 24th public hearing and special meeting concerning Oak Grove development at the, whatever it is, southwest corner of the township. And then we had a public hearing on the 31st for the Heathland solar project. I don't know what else. Yeah,
That's plenty for one month.
the amendment for the private street amendment, that's further down in the agenda, so we won't go into that now.
Any questions for Guy? Building, planning, building? Thank you, sir. Sam, were you going to take Chuck's place, if you would, please?
Yeah, we in Manistee Township Fire Department, we had 4 fire-related calls, 6 medical calls, meetings, station training, and others. We came to 9. We had total chief hours was 52, total medical training and others 104. All trucks are in working order. 131, our lead engine, will be looking at replacing it in the near future. All apparatuses have passed the DOT inspections, except 133 and 132. We're going to address some minor issues and just an update on that. Not this coming week, but the following week, the end of the month, we have it with Bob Eicherle up scheduled, so we'll be able to take care of that. For the station, we're looking at painting the walls in the training room to get that done. It's 2-tone, faded up in the upper and different colors in the lower. Just kind of blend it together. We received the new gas monitor, and it's using, and it's just like our other ones, it's nice. Personnel, we are still actively recruiting folks. We currently have a great group of dedicated folks that work together, training together and looking for better ways to help our community. like I said, we've been doing some outreaches with school groups and stuff like that. We've been going around doing some fire extinguisher training, trying to get that out there, get it known a little bit. As far as training goes, we completed pump ops on 132, driver's training, ladder, and pump operations on 133, that's our ladder truck. And started some initial training at Elmer's with some special rescue needs. This is going to be jointly with the city because most of them are all confined space. And then East Lake because they respond to fire calls with us. That's a big task. We're talking about guys getting inside those silos, those green bins and everything. We'll have to be able to get them out and get them in the ladder will come into play there. And then what happens if they get stuck inside of a cement truck? Again, a lot of things that are going into that.
I can help you with that, I was stuck inside one of those.
I don't think the time that I spent in that thing, no thank you. It got hot real quick. Megan, Nick, and myself, we completed that firefighter academy. Spent a lot of time, we're happy to be done. Now I'm trying to find fillers with my spare free time. Administration, we are also working on a pre-plan for the hospital and other large facilities in our response area. As you can see in our area, it's starting to grow and some development, so we're working on these to stay up to speed on them. New priority dispatch is coming to Manistee. They're how they dispatch, receive a call, 911 call. That they're going to go to a new software system, and it's going to be where each call has a set of certain questions that the dispatcher will ask, and that'll help expedite and bring more of what is needed to that call. It was a long day that day. Received funding from revenue sharing towards offensive fire attack. This will include hydrant adapters, portable monitors, and a vindicator nozzle. All of these items will enhance our capabilities of larger flow of water to put out fires. Possible summer programs on Wednesdays with 6 youth that are required community service. It's been kind of, they didn't have any. So now it sounds like we're getting some more kids that are going to have to do some community service. And again, they'll start helping us do painting that training facility there. Special events, we participated in the Memorial Day Parade with 2 trucks. They will be participating in Rolling Thunder at the casino this coming week, doing road closures and medical standby. Just again, we thought now that everything was all green, we're still having some red flag warnings, so make sure that we all check on burn permits. That's all I have.
Thanks, Sam.
Yep.
Any questions for Sam? As long as we're on the fire department, I want to reiterate that Sam, Nick Berenson, and Megan Grant from the East Lake Fire Department, which is in our township, participated and graduated from the firefighter 1 and 2 class of 2018. Some of you people probably don't know that it takes over 300 classroom hours. They were 3 days a week for 22 weeks. Quite a dedication. Lucky to have them people, now we got to keep them. Under the liquor inspector, there are no significant changes. Business we need to attend to, the pickleball tennis court update. We've had several meetings with the pickleball group, the foundation, myself. They looked at Mr. Cott from MRA, Matt Kiefer from the school. I think that covers it. There's a possibility that this court up here will become a pickleball court and not a tennis court. I'm suggesting that at this point to see if there's any opposition. The tennis court, I believe, would go to the beach. Is that right?
Last I heard. Haven't heard anything different.
Well, the speculation is that this would be a pickleball court, tennis courts would be at the beach.
ideally, I think, is kind of the way they were talking.
And we were invited to participate in the second stage of the foundation grant. And several people are working diligently on that project. We do have the grant from Northwest Health to resurface what we have there. So that may have to be modified, added to, or whatever, but I just wanted to let it be known that this may end up being a pickleball court and not a tennis court, and I'm asking if there's any opposition.
Where is it, the one here?
Where the old school was.
I don't think anybody uses it anymore. do they?
Well, it's a pretty rough shape.
So are the other ones.
Yeah, but that's just an update. The group is very dedicated to putting this thing together, and there's a lot of people involved in a lot of different factions. So if there is somebody out there that's concerned about it becoming a pickleball court, let me know. Anything else, Peggy?
No,
Or anyone else from your group? Pardon me,
We
Pete?
had 4 new people come in there from the park today and last night. So it's needed for pickleball. And
But it's not ideal.
right, but,
Well, just be careful till we get it fixed,
right, right.
please.
Yeah.
Okay, that being said, Mr. Cott, you're next.
Sure. We'll pass these down. Sorry, I got here a little late. That's got the physical list and the late contract. These are just more motions. I've got a couple extra that I wrote for everybody. All right. Thank you so much for letting me come and present tonight. My name is Kenny Cott. I'm the Executive Director of the Manistee Recreation Association. I just want to give you our 2017, I know it's halfway through 2018, but our 2017 annual report, talk about the MRA as a whole, and then Manistee Township in specific as well. So in 2017, the MRA, we had 817 people participate in our programs, compared to 826 in 2016. Our total program registrations were 1,491 compared to 1,522 in 2016. The reason I keep comparing those 2 years is 2016 was actually some of the highest participation we've had on record in recent years. This is as far back as I could trace. So last year's counts were still very good, even though they were slightly down from 2016. So we're very happy with that. Last year we added a couple new programs. We had it's a U5 soccer for spring and fall. It's actually a group of 3- and 4-year-olds that go out and play on Sundays, and it's a lot of fun to watch. They had a blast doing that. We did continue that again this year. Our spring season is finished. We are going to do that in the fall. And we added our spring run club as well to coincide with our Falling for Fitness. It's a 6-week running / fitness program for boys and girls ages 3rd to 6th grade. So just something to help keep them active, have fun. We do one now in the spring and one in the fall, and usually get between 10 to 20 kids for each session. So that's been a fun thing that we've started doing. New for 2018, we are halfway through this season as well, but the MRA is the new coordinator of the Manistee County Little League baseball and softball program. So that being said, we've actually combined the MRA baseball program with the Manistee County Little League program. And we've merged what was our machine pitch age group of kids, which was 3rd through 5th grade, with our minors group. So now, rather than having the two programs fight each other like they have been over the past however many years, we've rearranged our age groups. So baseball, if you participate with us in Manistee County, is as follows. Kids entering ages kindergarten through 1st grade will play t-ball, boys and girls together. Kids entering age 2nd and 3rd grade will play machine pitch, boys and girls together. And then we've shifted, so where we start entering 4th and 5th grade, we'll play minors, baseball and softball separate. And then entering 6th, 7th, and potentially 8th grade, depending on what year they were born, would be majors and majors baseball and softball, boys and girls separate. You know, participation was dwindling considerably for Little League in Manistee County. They were close to not having a league. In fact, softball, still our numbers were down a lot this year. We're hoping that by merging these two programs, we can keep the participation base steady and potentially grow back to how it was in the past. I mean, that was always a staple in Manistee County, and it's kind of a shame that numbers have started to dwindle so much over the past few years. But we're hoping with the MRA kind of overseeing it, there'll be a little more consistency, and we can kind of help improve both T-ball all the way up through the majors games tonight that are going on right now too. So. As far as participating townships, which Manistee Township is, in the past 3 years, we have added Norman, Dixon, Pleasanton, Arcadia, Maple Grove, and Marilla Townships to our list of participating areas. I say 3 years, I've been here for 3 years. That was one thing that I wanted to do when I came on, was expand our reach to the outskirts of Manistee County, where if you'd ask them, they would think that we have been ignoring them, for a large part of it. So I've really been trying to make that happen. We're all but, I think, 3 townships now away from having the entire Manistee County participating with what we're doing. I think people are really starting to realize the impact that we have, not only in our youth, but hopefully in the future we're going to kind of shift our focus and try and get into some of the adult programs as well, and offer some things for adults that really haven't been available as well. So kind of a point of pride for me right there. I'm really happy to see that. So specifically to Manistee Township, there's the funding formula sheet that you have in front of you. Last year, in 2017, we had 133 people that live in Manistee Township participate, equaling 264 activity registrations. So that was actually an increase from 2016, so that's very good. To residents, there was 2 scholarships that were requested, totaling $60. In total, we did provide 49 scholarships, totaling just over $1,600 to Manistee County residents. Just to remind you, scholarships are available to anyone that comes to us and says they need help financially to participate in almost all of our programs. They come in confidentially, fill out a waiver, we'll review it with them, and if they qualify, we'll waive their fees to participate in our programs. So it's a very good thing that we're able to do for a lot of residents here. We don't want that to ever be a barrier to them participating in what we're doing. So based on the formula that is spelled out there on that form, we are asking Manistee Township to contribute an amount to remain current as one of our participating townships between $9,636 and $10,599.60. That is right in the wheelhouse of where we have been over the past few years, and I expect that to maintain relatively steady based on the constant participation that we've had from the township over the past umpteen years. So we have a lot of people that participate with us. I think that is the largest, besides the city of Manistee, I think Manistee Township is our largest participation base. So I know I kind of went through that a little quick, but is there any questions pertaining to year in review report, Manistee Township specifically, anything at all? I apologize for getting here a little bit late this year. I usually try to get here before the new fiscal year, but the Little League stuff has really taken a lot more of my time than anticipated, and evenings with games and meetings and everything. So I promise next year I will be here earlier than I was. Yeah. Wouldn't forget about you. So.
Any questions for Ken?
Okay, wonderful. Well, my contact info is on that sheet as well, so if anything does come up in the meantime, please let me know. I'd be happy to come back again as well and clear anything up should that the need arise.
Very good.
All right, thank you.
Thank
If you don't mind, I'm going to go back to baseball games tonight as well. So have a good night. Thank you very much.
Annual trash day. Report. When was the trash day? May 12th? On May 12th, we had the annual trash day collection over here at the Township Hall, or at the Township Fire Department parking lot. We collected 7 40-yard dumpsters of trash, 1 1/2 dumpsters of metal. I would like to personally thank Zachary Weber, Dominic Valencia, Rick Klaus, Alexis Klaus, Karen Klaus, Dan Revo, Brian Forbes, and James Shadle for being there and helping us to take care of our constituents with all our traders. It's an annual event that will continue. It's budgeted for next year. It's the second Saturday in May, so you have time to accumulate your trash before then.
Was that more or less or about the same?
About the same.
Let's see.
About the same, yeah. The firefighter training update, I gave that during Sam's presentation. Item number 4 is to consider adoption of private street amendment to the zoning ordinance. Guy, can you touch on that for us, please?
Sure. At the Planning Commission's April 19th meeting, they had a public hearing and then a meeting afterwards where they recommended that the proposed Article 10 amendment to the Manistee County, Manistee Township zoning ordinance be sent to the planning director for review and to the Township Board for approval. The County Planning Commission looked at this. They took no action, I need to report, because they feel that County Road Commission policy needs to be changed. They don't have an objection to us passing this amendment, but right now the policy of the Road Commission is every road in the county, isn't it, John? Private or public, is
Yes.
supposed to be blacktop,
If
hard surface.
to be turned over to the county,
right.
all new roads.
So they're recommending to the County Road Commission that they change that policy to private roads will need to be paved when and if they are requested to be turned over to the county.
And the county road, I shouldn't say this, I hate to speak for somebody else, but I attend a lot of their meetings, is looking into addressing that
Yeah.
possible change of their policy for new roads. Because maybe you can understand it if it's an example here, but if somebody's 300, I shouldn't even try to make an example,
Yeah.
but one size doesn't fit all.
Right. So I put a copy of the ordinance amendment in the packet, and the highlighted in yellow language is what's changed from current.
And that comes as a recommendation from the planning commission.
It does, to adopt by
Yes.
this board. So basically what we did was we said the planning commission has the authority to approve if you want to put in a private road. That's item A. Item B is they changed from 3 principal structures on a private road to 4 before it needs to be paved. And item F is prior to the construction of that 5th principal building, there needs to be a maintenance agreement put in place by the people on that private road. So those are things that make it consistent with other language in our subdivision and PUD and that kind of stuff, having to deal with private roads.
Okay,
Okay?
any questions? Not a motion in order.
I would make a motion to adopt an ordinance to amend the Manistee Township
Private street ordinance?
Section.
Section.
what is it? The
Private street section.
private street sections in the township and repealing all ordinances conflict herewith.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
So possible to table this till the next meeting?
I'm sorry, Connie.
Is it possible to table this ordinance until the next meeting?
I suspect it's possible.
Sure.
Well, and I looked at the old one and I've looked at the new one, and I just haven't put all my thoughts together how this may impact others within the township and what that really means, and I just am not ready to vote personally. So,
Let me tell you what's different. Right now, you're allowed 3 homes, let's call them homes, on a private street before, and the 4th one triggers pavement or hard surface. Let's put it that way. This changes it to 4 houses on a gravel private street. The 5th one triggers.
so it increases
So it's
by one.
by 1, and that makes it consistent with subdivision language and PUD language.
I didn't see, and maybe I'm just missing, who decides the maintenance contract? How is that determined? I mean, I'm kind of looking at different things that have happened with neighbors within the community, and how that gets to be.
The neighbors who are served by that private road have to come up with that maintenance agreement.
I think neighbors is the wrong word in there, Guy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's neighbors, I think it's residents on the private road.
But if we're all on the same road, aren't we neighbors?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, but neighbors consists of more than what is on the private road, and that's why I wanted to correct it from neighbors.
Gotcha.
It's just the people on that private road. Served by the private.
Yeah.
So if there's 4 people on the road already and somebody owns a piece of property, does that prohibit him from building unless the road's improved?
Yes.
Yes.
If,
And it was that way with the other, it's just that it was at 3.
Correct.
Now it's at 4. Now it's at 4.
And I got that part, I was just trying to determine who's gonna set the rules, who's gonna pay for it, who's gonna, and
It's the people on that road that need to put that together and present it to the planning commission.
so this is strictly just to change it from 3 to 4.
Pretty much, yeah.
Still, when put all that, those pieces together, that's done someplace at a different level. I mean, because if we can't agree, whoever that might be, whoever we are.
Whoever the people on that road are,
Yeah.
yeah.
That-
If they can't agree, that stops,
It
yeah,
stops.
stops any construction of the 5th house.
Okay. Good to move forward.
And you say this is consistent with PUD and subdivision
And
regulations?
subdivision rules. Yeah.
Any other discussion? Well, by the looks of things, you need to call a roll, please.
Mr. Downs?
yes,
Mr. Farnell?
Yes.
Ms. Jankowitz?
Yes.
Taylor is yes. Mr. Berquist?
Yes. Thank you to you, Guy, and the planning commission for your research and work on this to get this straightened out. Change the date for October board meeting from October 10th to October 9th.
I make a motion.
Do we need a motion?
October 10th, 2018 to October 9th, 2018.
And that helps with your situation?
It does immensely.
Okay.
I'll second that.
It's been moved, supported that the October meeting be changed from October 10th to October 9th, 2018. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? 2017-2018 budget amendment. Would you shed some light on that for me, please?
In your packet is the recommended 2017-18 revenue and expense budget changes to the current year budget. To balance our budget before year end with changes that have occurred during the year. The primary changes are incorporating the sewer revenue and construction permit revenues into our budget as well as their related expenses. With regard to the fire department, operations, and township development, by making these changes within the departments, which is not funding any more money in them or spending any more from them, from the original budget. We're doing some line item changes to accommodate some of the change in the expenses over the year. There's no actual change in profits or in
Expense or revenue?
expense.
Expense or revenue, no.
Nope.
It's just a matter of
No.
putting money where it needs to be to
Exactly.
make it work. Do you need a motion to amend that?
Yes,
You
we do.
Okay.
Yes, we do need a
Is
motion.
there a motion to amend the 2017-18 budget?
I make a motion to amend the 2017-2018 budget.
I'll support it.
Been moved, supported that the 2017-18 budget amendment be approved. Any further discussion? Need a roll call? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Feinel?
Yes.
Ms. Jankowitz?
Yes.
Taylor is yes. Mr. Dons?
Yes.
And Mr. Berquist?
Yes. Thank you. Now we need to consider the adoption of the 2018-19 budget. We had a budget hearing earlier this evening. Went through that. For those of you who might be interested, the 2018-19 budget is $59,000.
2,000. It's close enough.
59,000 more than last year. What's the total?
$971,200.
That's all consideration done. I think that's a budget that we can work well with. I think that's a budget that we can continue to work with without any added village. And just gotta be careful. Entertain a motion to consider the adoption of the 2018-19 budget.
I make a motion that we adopt the 2018-19 budget as presented for $971,200.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call roll, please.
Ms. Jankowitz?
Yes.
Taylor is yes. Mr. Dons?
Yes.
Mr. Feinel?
Yes.
Mr. Berquist?
Thank you. We need to adopt the salary summary. We've received a copy of the salary summary. No one has gotten an increase in salary. Salaries remain the same. No one's taken a deduction either.
I make a motion.
Rightfully so. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Go ahead.
I make a motion that we adopt the Manistee Township salary summary for 2018-19 fiscal.
Is there a second? Okay.
I'll support that.
Been moved, supported that we adopt the Manistee Township salary summary 18-19. Need a roll call on that, please?
Might as well.
Yes.
Mr. Dons?
Yes.
Mr. Fino?
Yes.
Ms. Jankowitz?
Yes.
And Mr. Berkowitz?
Received a copy of the bills. Any questions? None, a motion is in order to consider the bills.
I'll make a motion to allow the bill paid and for the month of May and the incoming ones for June.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
We moved, supported that the bills be paid as presented with incoming for June. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Manistee MTA will be held Wednesday, June 27th at Pleasanton Township Hall. Zoning Board of Appeal will meet Tuesday, July 10th here at the hall. That's the appeals board, I'm sorry, if there's.
If there's
appeal.
no appeal.
Planning Commission will meet Thursday, July 5th here at the hall. Next regular meeting of the Manistee Township Board will be Thursday, July 12th, 7 p.m. here at the hall. Manistee Township Board review for errors and omission will be on Tuesday, July 17th here at the hall at 5 p.m. Any public comment? Welcome back, Pete.
Yes, I wanted to announce that I am retiring at the end of this month after 15 years of working with the pay channel, and Barry Lynn, right behind me here, will be taking my position as an interim until we find someone that wants to do it permanently. You want to say?
Yeah, I'll just add a couple words. Yeah, I'm currently chair of the Peg Commission, and we currently don't have anyone representing Manistee Township, so if you know of anybody or can think of anybody, we welcome that input. Since you are essentially a customer of ours, we appreciate you being able to steer our direction, which is really part of this transition as we transition from Keith and how things have been done for a decade and more. We're looking at trying to chart our course as technology in the world is changing and making sure that we stay relevant, provide good service, good product, and try to reach more people than potentially we are reaching today. So those are things we're looking at. I'm stepping in as an interim director because the board is trying to sort through some of these things. We just had a presentation with Manistee City Council earlier this week because we're chartered under them and just trying to get their input as well. So if you have any comments or thoughts, suggestions, you can contact me and direct them to me. I'd be more than interested to chat with anybody on the topic.
Congratulations, Keith, and thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Keith. Good luck in your retirement.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed all my this opportunity to take the lead. It's been fun. They're all a bunch of good people.
Good luck to you, Barry. Anyone else? Not a motion's in order.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Been moved, supported, we adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? Thank you very much.